The judge shuts down the custody question immediately, and that tells you everything about how this case is being framed. This isn't about deciding custody yet, it's about discipline and control.
Can you hear me now? Because I don't know my phone. I'm sorry, I'm putting my phone up to my mouth. My phone be acting up. Um, yes, we're still at the same point, but it's just some new things that happened recently. Um,
Let's
uh,
go back to the original reason why you came. Your position,
okay,
asked,
the
you
original
asked
reason.
for
I'm sorry.
guardian, I mean, you asked for custody because you said your daughter was in a bad incident and was in harm's way. That's the reason why I gave you temporary custody.
Correct.
Okay. So at the time, I did not take a lot of um, testimony on it because mother wasn't here. And I thought that would be the better way of handling it, to give you
Hmm.
temporary custody, and then we would flush out all the details later. All right. So the issue that you came to the court on was what happened?
Okay. Well, can you mind if well, basically, like my daughter was assaulted by Kimberly's fiance.
Your daughter was assaulted by Kimberly's fiance?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, assaulted how?
He was being abusive to her mother, which is Kimberly, and she ended up hitting her head on the tub while they was fighting. I was called out there at 3:30 in the morning to come get him because
Now,
ADS was.
you said that she hit her head on a tub.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Because of the
how do you know this?
because Kimberly called me, and I got videos and substantial evidence that
Okay, so
she had.
I heard a child. Who has the child with them? The child needs to go in a separate place.
I do.
She has her with her right now.
Go watch TV, Bubba. You hear me? Thank you, baby.
Okay, so after the incident happened, you said Miss Harris called you, and what then happened after that?
She called me at like 3:30 in the morning to come get my daughter and also her daughter. Uh, but the only one that was hurt was my daughter, which is Memphis.
Okay.
Uh, so then I came. The police told me to come grab the kids, and I came and grabbed them. And
No.
Anyway, I came and grabbed them, and I left. The only reason why I grabbed the oldest one is because I didn't want to leave her to go to defects. I didn't know what was about to go on. The police officer told me ADS was about to come out here. I need to retrieve
The
my
police
kids.
officer told you what?
He told me to get my kid. He told me to retrieve my kids because ADS was coming.
Because who was coming?
Defects. They said
Okay.
some other word, but it was defects. I guess they said it was coming. So I went and grabbed them. I left and I took the oldest one to her best friend's mom's house. Her name is by Gigi. Due to the fact that throughout the years, the problems that we've been having with the kids, she tried to make national threats as far as I need to bring my kid back, or both kids back. If not,
I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mr. Pace? I'm struggling here.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to go to my car because I don't know why you can't hear me. I don't know why you can't hear
You're
me.
gonna you just have to increase the volume.
I turned my volume up, but it's
No,
my
I'm
phone.
saying increase your volume. Like, for example, if I said, hello, my name is Tangela, and I could say, hello, my name is Tangela. You're gonna have to speak your volume. Your own volume needs to come up some, and then I might be able to hear.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Better.
Okay. So I'm speaking into my my phone if you can't see my face, as long as you can see my eyes. But she's still around the guy that she has my daughter that my daughter's not supposed to be around. So
how do you know that?
Your daughter is not supposed to be around who?
Her fiance that she's with now.
There's a child behind you, Miss Harris.
Oh, sorry. Okay, go. You have to go watch TV. I told you to watch TV. Okay. Sorry. Go watch TV, please. And we'll go outside and go fly your kite.
Hello? I'm sorry.
I'm so sorry. I was looking into the
All right. Who was not supposed to be around? You said that there was
Her
someone.
fiance, his name is Raymond.
I'm
He's
sorry,
not
say that again.
his name is Raymond. It's her fiance. He's not supposed to be around my daughter
And why is he not supposed to be around your daughter?
because he assaulted her and her mother and went to jail for child support.
Raymond is the one who assaulted her?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Raymond pushed her and she hit her head?
He pushed her mother and when my baby was in her hands, and she pushed my baby with her mother in her hands, and somehow she fell and hit her head on the tub.
Oh, okay. The person assaulted Miss Harris, and Miss Harris had the child in her hand.
Yes, ma'am.
When she fell, the child fell and hit her head on the tub.
Of course. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Correct.
And you said that he's not supposed to be around them. Is that defects, police, bond? What is it that says he's not supposed to be around them?
The police.
The police told you what?
No, he went to jail for child cruelty, and
I put him in jail.
Okay, Miss Harris, I don't need you to input right now, okay? Mr. Pace, who
Yes,
told
ma'am.
you that he's not supposed to be around him?
Well, I figured when I seen the charges, it said child cruelty and second degree child cruelty and simple battery. So she said she had put him in jail. She told me that she put him in jail.
Okay, but what do you have that says he's not supposed to be around them?
I don't have anything. She said that. She told me that he wasn't supposed to be around him.
Oh, okay. Miss Harris told you that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Harris, don't say anything else. Put yourself on mute. Thank you. All right. So you say Miss Harris told you that he wasn't supposed to be around the kid.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then you tell me what happened next.
So as far as after that, I took the kids into my custody. But if you don't mind, could I read my notes to you so we can have a clarification?
The father struggles to communicate clearly, but the judge still gives him space because he's trying to stay within the rules. That contrast matters. Courts don't expect perfection. They expect effort within structure. Even something as small as speaking volume becomes symbolic.
I'm sorry, what now?
Can I read my notes to you that I've taken down so we can have a real clarification?
Clarification of what?
Of everything that's going on.
Well, that's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know you kept getting cut off in my. I guess you couldn't hear properly. But look, I got you. Listen to me, Miss Judge Barry. Like I said, I'm sorry. At this point in time, right now, Kimberly is violating this court order, refusing to return our daughter. Like I agreed. I contacted her.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I said, right now, Kimberly is refusing to return our daughter. Like we agreed.
No, I'm not talking about what. See, I think you're trying to do something that I'm not trying to do. Right
Okay,
now,
that's why
I'm trying to establish what started this. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay,
I'm
and
sorry.
then
I got you. So basically, what started this was my daughter.
So you said so she told you he's not supposed to be around him.
Told me wasn't supposed to be around him.
All right, and then tell me what happened next. When did you file the order? Tell me how we got here.
I've been filed the order.
I get that, but we're going back in time. So now you're going to tell me why you did it. So you come to pick up the child. You said police called you and said if you don't come get them, DFAX is going to come. You came to pick your child up. What happened next?
So basically, I went to drop the kids off, and I dropped her kid off, and I took my kid.
Okay. Then what happened?
So then, basically, I've had her since it was May 5th when the incident happened.
May 5th, and you had her since?
I had her since then.
Okay, May 5th of 2023?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and then looks like in October, let me see, when did you file? You filed the request to, let's see.
And then also, can I rewind a little bit because this is
Were
not the
you
first
already
incident.
asking for legitimation before that happened?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
And
so
the
you
last,
filed for legitimation before the incident.
yes, ma'am. I filed legitimation before the incident.
Okay, and at that time when you were filing for legitimation before the incident, were you asking for full custody at that time?
I was.
Okay, and then it just so happens during that interval, you came to pick the child up and took the child back with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and so after that occurred, let's see, that would be, where are we then? So, and so you file for, so that's August. So you file in August of 2022. So you have the child in your custody. Then what happened
Yes,
next?
yes, ma'am. But now also, can I rewind back a little bit as well? Because
Okay.
this wasn't the first incident. The first incident happened in September 26th.
September when?
26th of 2022.
2020 or 2022?
2022.
September of 2022 was the first domestic violence incident.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then another one happened in May of
Yes,
2020.
ma'am. With the
Okay.
same man.
Okay. And so after you come get the child in May of 2023, what happens next?
She bailed him out with my father's debit card. And then after that, like I said, I've been having her since I had my legitimation case. So
Okay, you had her, and when was Miss Harris visiting her?
barely. She hasn't visited her at all.
She rarely visit her.
Yes, ma'am. For like 5 months.
Did she have, were y'all having weekend visitations at that time, or just she would call whenever she could to come by whenever she could?
No, she rarely calls. She barely calls. She called every now and then, but the times that I would try to meet with her, like at the park, because like I said, my baby didn't feel safe to go. So I wouldn't.
What now?
Said my baby wouldn't feel safe to go, so I wouldn't.
I'm sorry, what now?
Can you hear me? I'm
No,
sorry.
that's why I keep saying what now?
I'm sorry. Well, so we would meet up. We'll meet up, and or I try to meet up with her at a park. Like I tell her, I even text her times to meet up with me at the park at 5, and she wouldn't show. So the times, like I said, the times that I was supposed to meet or that we were scheduled to meet, she wouldn't show.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't that you were doing custody where she could take the child. You were basically doing a supervised visitation.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And that didn't work.
That didn't work.
Okay.
For 7 months.
And then when did you all start where Miss Harris was able to take the child?
Just recent, like a little bit before, well, a little bit after her birthday.
Which is when?
January 1st. No, January 2nd.
January when?
I want to say Christmas, like December 30. What was December 25th.
December 25th, what happened?
I let her go over there for Christmas.
You let her go to her mom for Christmas?
Yes, or Gigi's house for Christmas.
Gigi being who?
This is somebody like her grandmother if she watches her. That's our meeting
spot.
Took her
to Gigi's house, and Miss Harris then took her from Gigi's house?
Yeah.
Huh?
She kept her at Gigi's house.
When past incidents are introduced, the judge immediately locks onto consistency, not emotion. Two separate events are mentioned, but what matters is whether they form a pattern or just isolated chaos.
Who kept her at Gigi's house?
Kimberly.
Okay, you took the child to Gigi's house, and that's where she's been ever since.
No, she's been with me. She just got her this past weekend.
So why'd you tell me about December 25th then? What was
you asked me how long ago was it that she seen her, or whether has she been visiting her? And I said
no, that's not what I was asking. But so when did you all start doing visitation?
A little said on Christmas. I never stopped.
So after Christmas, Miss Harris can come get her.
Yeah, Miss Harris was coming to get her. She wouldn't come and get her.
Okay, you told Miss Harris you can come get her, but Miss Harris would not come get her.
Correct.
Okay, and so where is the child? So right now your position is that the visitation is sporadic.
Correct.
But because Miss Harris has the child today.
You're right. So this is
Huh?
for that. Yes, ma'am. So therefore, like I said, she has her because this past weekend I was recently arrested. Falsely accused, and I went to court.
You were arrested for what?
Um, Something that didn't have to return that didn't have to do with me. So I'm dealing with
Yeah,
that.
but what was it?
So I was arrested for possession of firearm, a possession of substance. I was a flea, and I don't know nothing about it though. You know what I'm saying? This is just what they told me. They ran my tag. I used my car off a Turo, and I guess something happened with it.
Uber.
Time,
I'm sorry, Mr. Pace. You're saying you were arrested, but
I was arrested falsely, right?
Okay, you're arrested falsely for possession of firearm and fleeing.
Fleeing, yes, ma'am. I was arrested for possession of substance, but like I said, I don't know what
possession of what?
Of substance. It was substance of a drug.
So drugs, firearms, and fleeing.
Correct.
All right, and then once you got arrested, Miss Harris then came and picked the child up.
Yes, ma'am. She came and picked my child up. She called the police. She called the police like 20 plus times to retrieve her from my fiance.
She called the police to retrieve her from your fiance.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and so now the child is with Miss Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and
you're supposed to be returned today, yesterday. But I was locked up less than 24 hours, and I got out. Once I called her to return her, she never did return her. She turned off her phone. I made I had got a case number for the cab because, like I said, she wasn't responding. I was texting her. She didn't respond until today. She answered the phone then, but didn't, and told me that she'd return it, but never did. And told me that I waived my rights.
I'm sorry, who told you what? You waived what rights?
Kimberly told me I waived my rights. So
waive
she didn't.
Your rights how?
I don't know. She said that since I went to jail, since I was incarcerated, that I waived my rights, so I wasn't going to get her back.
That's not what I said.
All right then. So your position is that you want the custody of the child based on the fact that the child is not safe in the home of Miss Harris.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Thank you. Okay, Miss Harris.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning. At least the beginning that I have from Mr. Pace is that in August of 2022, he filed suit indicating he wants legitimation. Were you aware of that?
I was aware. Before he's talking about an incident. Has the two incidents that happened?
Harris, listen to me very carefully, okay? I have a bunch of cases in front of you, behind you. So I don't want extra stuff. I want my question answered first, okay? So don't give me other information because I have to compartmentalize and put this stuff in ways that I can understand it. So when you're jumping all over the place, it might feel good to you, but when a person is trying to listen to the case and be objective, it's not, well, I'm telling you what he told me. If
I was trying to answer your questions.
Yeah, if it's incorrect, you can say it's incorrect, but don't give me other information, okay? So my question to you was, in August of 2022, were you aware that he filed for legitimation?
No, I wasn't aware.
All right, when did you become aware?
I moved from the address September of 22 to my location I'm at now.
Okay, so you were unaware that he was trying to serve you.
Correct.
Okay. And so there was no service until when did you become aware though?
The apartment manager office, the office called me and said that a sheriff keeps stopping by. And the lady that lived in my apartment,
Ms. Harris, when did you become aware?
I became aware that that December or January is when I went down to the courthouse.
I don't need all of that. My question really was, when did you become aware? Your position is you didn't become aware until December.
Correct.
Okay. Now I have a sheriff's letter, indicating that you were personally served in September. So that's from the sheriff's department. Is that, you're telling me that that's incorrect?
The mother's biggest problem isn't what she's saying, it's how she's saying it. She floods the court with details that don't answer the actual question. That creates friction instantly. Judges don't want stories. They want direct responses.
They gave a card to the lady at the address. That card went to the office, and the office called me on my cell phone and said, someone keeps trying to reach you, call this number. And I called the number and went down to the courthouse, and to the clerk room, and that's how I received what he was trying to do.
Okay, so the notation from the sheriff's office that they personally served you on September 22nd, you're saying is incorrect.
Correct. And that is correct.
No, it's not, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Pace, put yourself on mute.
Now, he said something happened and about an incident. That wasn't the same person. That wasn't the same situation.
Okay, Ms. Harris, let me ask the question so I can get where I need to be, okay?
I'm not gonna get a chance to defend myself.
So no, you're not gonna get a chance right now until I get my questions answered first, okay? I've already indicated to both of you, you're gonna get an opportunity to be heard, but I have to understand the information. What good is it gonna do for you to tell me all the information is so convoluted I can't decipher it. So if I can't decipher it, I can't help you. So answer my questions first and you'll get an opportunity to be heard. I know it feels wrong. You feel like it's too much, it's antsy, but trust me, I need the information. If I make a ruling and I make an incorrect ruling because I don't have a fact right, that's not going to be good for anybody. So you're going to have to calm down, both of you, answer my questions first.
Okay.
All right. So in September of 2022, the sheriff's office indicating they served you. Your position is no, you came down to the courthouse to get your papers.
Correct.
And you believe that to be when?
That was before Christmas of 22.
Okay. Now, he indicates that there was an incident that happened in September of 2022. Tell me about that incident.
That wasn't, he's referring to that being the guy I was dating. That had something to do with a female. And that was a argument outside. Then I already had to move from that location. So I was packing my things and I took my kids to my sister's house. My sister had to work. He told my sister prior to that, he was getting both of the children. He raised my first child, mind you. He was getting both of the kids. He told my sister that I won't let him see him. And I screenshotted her and said he just had him 2 weeks ago. So how can that be? But he wouldn't retrieve them from me. I have uploaded a document from her address 5627 where I had to call.
Get to the incident.
I had to call. Oh, the incident was I had an argument outside and the neighbors called the police and they called him and he asked me what was going on, but had nothing to do with him. It was just an argument between two people. And it was outside. An
argument between two people and the neighbor called him.
The neighbor, no. My neighbor was like my gay husband, called him and they knew each other because he used to live with me and my mom was sickly at the time. So he called Victor Pace and let him know what was going on. And I feel like he was kind of getting my business too much, but the
Okay,
kids
so
were,
somebody called Mr. Pace to tell Mr. Pace that there was an incident at your house, and Mr. Pace comes to get the children
no, he went and got the kids from my sister's house.
from your
And
sister's house.
yes, but my kids were already at my sister's house. The kids weren't even at the house when that happened. Me and someone else got an issue because someone owed me some money, and I wanted my money back.
Did you get arrested?
No.
Okay, so then
I wasn't at fault. Nothing wrong. We just had some words outside, and I stay in a modernly good neighborhood, and you can't do that over there. You can't have an argument. It's very, strictly.
Okay, and so then he indicates that in May there was another incident. What about that incident?
Okay, so at the time I was dating someone. We are both friends with a familiar person. We have the same mutual friends. Then the same night, we went to a wedding rehearsal. So we were dressed up. We had some drinks. We had an argument. And I was in the bathroom my bathroom have an upstairs, and I have a bidet tub and a shower. I was already, the rug was behind the door. I was in the walk-in closet, taking off my dress and hanging it up. My oldest child was asleep in her room. My baby girl was watching Coco Melon in my room. And we were arguing about some guy looking at me. But when you have some kind of tipsy, sometimes you see things or don't see things. So when I was walking out, Mimi came and gave me a hug, which is Memphis, my daughter. I had her in my arms. He's at the door. I'm trying to walk past the door, and it went one of the little kind of thing, and I tripped. But trying to brace her fall, I had her hand like this, because I had her in my hand like, hey, baby, and giving a hug, kiss. And I was like, okay, let me go put her back in the room. And when that happened, after she fell, I immediately called him. I called him. I said, okay, hold on. We're not going to do this in front of my kids. I called him before I called the police. I did the right thing. I called
who?
I called Victor Pace to come get my kids, because I don't want to argue in front of my children. I didn't know what situation was going to happen. So I felt the best thing was to remove them from the home, and then remove the man from the home. So I called Victor Pace at 3 o'clock. I said, can you come get the kids? Because me and him got in an argument. Before you know it, he was there. I called a person who I felt that I can trust, and that's their father. I referred to both of them as a father because he raised my first child. But as he pulled up, the police pulled up. The police said, oh, you're here? Yes, I let them know that I called the father to come get the kids. He is not in the house. So then when the police got here, they said, okay, I was handling the situation. Then after, so they put a warrant out for his arrest. And then I pressed charges. I went through all the measurements and removed him from my home. He says that I basically need to move from my home. Why would I move from my home I live here, is my name on the lease? No, he got to go out the home. I pay rent here. This is my home. So I removed him, and he can't come to my house.
The dynamic shifts into contradiction territory. Both sides describe the same incidents, but with completely different interpretations. The court isn't trying to decide who's right in that moment. It's identifying what can actually be verified.
And
okay, so the man that you were dating, you're no longer dating him, or he's no longer?
That was a whole year and some change ago. And I told
the man that was involved in this incident in May, you are no longer dating him.
No longer, because I've had my child numerous times over here. And Victor Pace has came to my house to pick her up and drop her off, and not has seen no car, no other person. Been here multiple times and not seen no one else but me and my car. And I said that I'm never going to pick a man over my child.
Okay. He indicates that when he got the child in May of 2023, that you rarely came to visit.
He would, for the first couple months, he told me that he was going to go, well, I'm moving backwards. He said the reason the summertime, I already said that he can have her for the summer. Mind you, I just buried my mother in January. I buried my nephew, my mother January 12th, my nephew January 17th. I took a leave off of school. So prior to that, I thought that his daughter from Texas was coming up and they were going to spend some time. So the summertime, from my indication, he was out of town. They were having summertime fun because I needed to catch up on schoolwork. I needed to graduate. So when it comes August 1st, comes time to return her, they tell me, I call the police, he won't answer the phone. They said it's a civil. So I had to go down to the police station to find out all these measurements. I didn't even know because the whole summer we kept phone contact. How can I see her if I'm thinking she's out of town or she's gone or, you know, they're having fun? I'm letting him have his time with his daughter for the summer. Because before that, Your Honor, I've had my daughter her whole life since she was born. Never missed a beat.
Why are you going down to the police? Don't you already know that there's a legitimation that action is happening?
At that time when he filed legitimation, my mother was in her last trimester, and he knew I was going through so many obstacles. My mother was living with me. I was trying to take care of her, get her situated. He knew all these things. And still, the day after my mom died on the 12th. I buried her January 30th. He had me in court February 2nd. Or he filed a TPO order on me. Like every time I'm trying to build a stable environment.
A TPO on you for what?
Because he said I called. At that time, I'm calling his phone because I asked him for help. I asked him if he can help. I was grieving and going through. I needed him to see if he can help me with childcare at the time because I didn't work for the month of January. I had to plan a funeral. I had 2 funerals to plan. So when I was
January of 2023.
Yeah, I didn't work for the month of January.
Of 2023.
No, of 2020. I'm sorry.
What year are we talking about?
I'm sorry. My nephew died January and my mom died the year before. I apologize. I got it mixed up. But
I still don't have it. What year did your mom die?
In 2022. I got it mixed
in January of 2022.
Yes. But of that
it didn't happen until May 2023.
I know. I got it. I've been going through these situations with him for a while now. And I kind of got it mixed up. Me and him have been going back and forth. I said the day my mom passed, I'm going down the line. He had January 30th, I buried her. February 2nd, he had me right back in court. They dismissed it. He's filed all these charges on me, saying that my child I was beating on my kid, had defects come to my house. Not this address, my primary address. They came investigating me. I was in nursing school at the time. They had me do random UA tests. I never had anything in my system. I don't have a record.
Okay, so at some point he says that in 2023, in August of 2023, after he's had the child, he said during the summer, you did not visit the child during the summer because it was your impression that he was the summer and that you were going to get the child in August.
Correct.
At the time you realized your intent was to get the child in August, you realized at that point that the court had this matter.
Correct.
All right.
That's correct.
So,
and then I had to find out.
So realizing that the court had this matter, all right, we had a hearing, and that hearing was scheduled in February of 2023.
24.
This one was the first one was in 2020.
February 6th, 24 at 10 o'clock. That's when you continued to this case.
No, initially it was in February of, hold on, maybe that one's the one that got closed, and then Mr. Pace asked for it to be reopened. Yeah, that was the one that one got closed. So that was, hold on, is this the one?
Because from my understanding, I didn't know, being that I moved, the only thing the court said I was supposed to go back down there and upload my change of address, because
that one actually got set aside. So initially when he first filed it, the court closed the matter in April of 2023 because Mr. Pace did not come to court. His position was he didn't come to court because he was sick. And so then the court reopened the case. And so when I reopened it, that was in latter part of 2023, the court issued an order. And then it looks, wait a minute, then I closed it again.
The case history starts exposing a bigger issue: procedural instability. Multiple filings, missed appearances, and confusion about timelines create a legal mess that overshadows everything else. Even strong arguments lose power when the process is inconsistent.
the point of the matter is that this situation, because I wouldn't, Your Honor, there's no reason and there's nothing holding me back from raising my child. I've had my kids from the first day she's been born. For you to want to strip her from her mother and then tell me I have to have visitations through you, and I'm telling you, I called you and let you know. I didn't never lie to him about anything. Since that moment, I followed the court's rules. Followed my rules as a parent. He throughout the summertime.
Okay, never mind. I'm actually.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So it looks like Mr. Harris, Mr. Pace. Where's the guardian ad litem? Looks like I opened and closed this file 3 times.
Yeah, so when we were supposed to do the alignment, we spoke about this last time we had court.
What was alignment? I didn't know. I don't know nothing. I never got none of
We're not
these
talking
papers.
about you. We're not talking about
Harris,
you.
put yourself on mute.
These papers, you did that on purpose.
Miss Harris, put yourself on mute.
So can I continue?
Where's the guard? No, I want to know where the guardian ad litem is, because if not, we're done.
No, listen. So this is what happened from last time. I scheduled for the alignment. The guy, he told me that he was waiting for you guys to send it over, and I sent you that email for as far as the last time, and you told me that you was gonna go over it. And the lady, I think her name was Kayla, something like that. That she's the one that sent me the email, and I forwarded you the email and his email as well.
What? Do you have a guardian ad litem?
For the
they were
waiting for you to send it. They was waiting for you guys to send it over. They said
what over?
The case. So that's why that I hadn't had the alignment yet.
Hey, Judge, can I intervene?
Who's that?
This is Kalia. Do you want me to come over?
Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. So I took a look there. The guardian ad litem, well, the cap pro bono now has the case, because we did submit everything. It was in January, so we probably need to figure out from them where we are in the process. But the paperwork was sent in January, so we'll take a look at that. Now, in the interim, what type of plan are you on for visitation, Mr. Pace? What are you doing? How are you visiting?
So like I said, I go to Gigi's house and we had scheduled, like say she'll say she want, let's go, I'll meet at Gigi's house and she'll pick her up from there. It'd be like every other Friday, but lately, for the past month, she hasn't seen her. She'll say that she has to work, and so I just keep her and take her to daycare or school.
So she is in daycare?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
she's missed today. Because she didn't return her, so for some reason. And she has ballet class today.
Can you speak, because I can't see you?
I just let her back in, Judge. She had dropped out. I just let her back in.
Okay. Can I see? Okay.
She needs to connect.
Okay. Unmute when you can, Ms. Harris.
I'm here. I'm sorry, my phone died.
Okay. So okay, so right now, what's the visitation schedule?
I just had her currently.
We don't have a real.
I just had her currently last weekend around the 1st. He says I haven't seen her. No, I didn't see her around the 7th is when I'm a nurse, so I've contracted RSV, and then I also have sickle cell. So certain times I have been sick throughout the times that he have had her. That's something I can't control. But the RSV I had an infection in my left lung, which put me out for work for almost 2 weeks. So I know I have it. I didn't see her. Last time I saw her was the 4th. And then I was called by his family members that he was in jail. And I was telling me to go get her. And that's how I ended up getting her.
You got her from Mr. Pace's girlfriend?
Yes, I got her from the girlfriend because I had to call the police because she wouldn't retrieve her, but I was notified from friends and family that he was incarcerated, and they felt better that I should have her. And I knew that we had court coming on Monday, and I mean, if your family call and lets you know that that your kid's father's in jail, the police officer made the judgment that it's rightfully I'm the mother, and sound mind, body I should have my child. I've found I'm acquit of taking my kid. I don't even have a speeding ticket or never been to jail. Nothing. I don't have anything in priors against me to keep me away from raising my child.
Ms. Harris,
I
is
have
the child in the
children.
room again? Is the child in the room again?
She was watching TV. I had to come in here and get the charger. That's the only reason why. Hold on one second.
Okay, so I'm gonna restore basically status quo, Mr. Pace. And I'm gonna do it, restoring status quo so mom has the child primarily for a few reasons. One, I'm looking over the file right now, and I reopened this case 3 times, so there's no way Ms. Harris would have notice of the case. It was open and closed, open and closed, open and closed. And so that last time when she came, I think the reason why I did the temporary order on that time was that it was your position to the court was that you had the child and that
The child's presence in the room becomes a silent but powerful issue. The judge repeatedly flags it, and that's not a minor detail. Courts are extremely sensitive to how parents shield children from conflict. Allowing a child to witness emotional tension signals poor judgment.
the child was, I think, was given to you by defects, I thought you told me, or related to you. And I said to you, I want to put a guardian ad litem in place, and I also want to make sure that there was no defects involvement so that I could figure out what to do with regard to the case. But looking at how many times I opened and closed this file because you were not present, it's just too much. I can't place notice on her with that amount of opening and closing of the file. So I can't contribute notice to her because it was open and closed too many times. So that would be a problem. And also specifically,
but y'all canceled as well, Ms. Judge Berry.
I'm sorry again.
Y'all had canceled as well. Y'all canceled on me the second time.
No, I can reschedule a case. That's no problem. Rescheduling a case is not closing it. I close the case when you don't come to court. So I don't know what you mean by rescheduling it. I can reschedule a hearing. I don't have a problem with rescheduling, but closing a file, open it back up, closing it again. Literally, we did that number for a year.
Your Honor, I don't want to take him. I don't want to take my daughter out of his life.
Ms. Harris, put yourself on pause. I'm talking to Mr. Pace.
Can
What I'm trying to say to you is that huh?
Can I say something to you, Ms. Judge Berry?
Yes.
Everything she just told you is a lie.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with lies right now. That's why you're going to have a guardian ad litem. You'll have someone to go in and figure those things out. So that's the whole point of a guardian ad litem. I'm telling you, I'm restoring it to status quo because I have to do what I think is fair. This file opened and closed almost a year, literally a year of opening, closing, opening, closing, opening, closing. Yeah, when you came back on the 4th time, she wasn't present. And I told you I was uncomfortable with her not being present because of the number of times that the case was open and closed. Your position was, well, she was served. She was served on the count that went back through. Are you going to listen to me? Or are you going to, so you could understand why I'm doing what I'm doing or not?
I'm sorry. I'm listening. I'm sorry.
So the file was open and closed 3 times. And in her last answer to the court, she said she was not aware of the hearing because she had gotten a notice that the case was closed, which would be true. And so on that last hearing, when she didn't come, the reason why I didn't finalize it, even though it was set for a final hearing, was because I wasn't even sure how the case had progressed. And I asked you to get a guardian ad litem involved so we can figure out if defects was involved and what was the reason why you said mother had no interest in the child, because that's what you told me.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
so I said,
Correct.
no, that seems odd. Let's figure out why that was the case. So I want a guardian ad litem involved so we can let a guardian ad litem research the background, what was happening, what was the domestic violence that was occurring in the home, so we can figure it out. I'm not indicating that you don't have an opportunity to try to raise your child. I'm just indicating that we're going to do a guardian ad litem, so a guardian ad litem can get involved in the case and we can figure out what happened. Okay. And that's what the guardian ad litem is going to do. The guardian ad litem is going to be focused on what's in the best interest of the child. So she'll do her investigation on these things that you've articulated and the concerns that you have regarding your child. But for right now, I'm going to restore things back where they were. And then I will give you, because I've already, I granted legitimation. So you have the right to, you have the rights for visitation, documents, things of that nature to be a part of the child's everyday life and activities. It's just that I'm going to make a decision on the issue of physical custody after we have a guardian ad litem involved in the case. So what we'll do is, since she's 3, we can be liberal.
She's 5.
Okay, I thought I had put she was 3. Maybe she was 3 at the time you filed the document.
At the time, yeah, when I filed, she was 3 at the time. Yes.
Is she in
I
school
don't,
now?
Yes, ma'am. She goes to Cozy Kids Daycare.
Victor, I don't, she's supposed to be in school,
I'm not talking
but
about.
I don't want to take her out of your life.
Mr. Harris, Miss
I
Harris,
want you to be
Miss Harris,
communicable.
put if you, I promise you, if you say another word to me
I'm not trying.
without me asking you, you will not like my ruling. Put yourself on, do yourself a favor and put yourself on mute.
So Ms. Judge Barry,
Where is the child now?
Okay.
Going to school?
She goes to Cozy Kids Daycare.
What's the name of it?
Cozy Kids.
Cody Kids?
Okay, the Cozy Kids.
Cozy Kids. But she's 5, so she's
Cozy.
not in a pre-K program or.
She just turned 5 January 2nd.
Okay, so she's in a pre-K right now.
Correct.
And she's at Cozy Kid.
Yes, ma'am.
This is where you normally pick her up from?
Yes, ma'am. This is where I take her. I pick her up. I mean,
When the last time you picked her up from Cozy Kid?
the last week, what Thursday? Let's say what Thursday. And then Friday, Thursday was the last day.
Okay, thank you.
But
now, when you say Thursday was her last day, what do you mean Thursday was her last day?
No, Thursday was just the last day that I took her to school because that was the day that I was.
All right, thank you. Put yourself on mute. Ms. Harris, open your volume. Does she go to Cozy Kids?
The focus shifts to stability. Housing, schooling, and environment, these are the factors that actually decide custody. Claims about daycare, living arrangements, and distance aren't just details. They're indicators of structure.
For what she tell me, and my daughter, she goes to a house daycare, which I'm unapprovable. I'm not approvable of that because I feel like she should be in a Head Start. My first daughter was in a Head Start.
Cozy is the place where she's at or not?
No. She goes to a lady named Miss Lisa. That's a house daycare. She has a business, but is in a house. I prefer her going to an actual setting where you go to a school and you have the same groundsmen where they help you with your vocabulary. Because my daughter she doesn't even know primarily what you're supposed to know at 5. And the reason being I wanted her to be back in August so my big one and my little one could catch the bus together and start pre-K is in the main school over here.
Cozy Care is Miss Lisa, or you don't know?
It's Miss Lisa. That's who he told me of. She has a house daycare. I've asked him why she had not been in school or a Head Start. He said he couldn't. That's what he can afford. But with me,
let me ask you, is Cozy Daycare Miss Lisa? Yes or no, or you don't know?
Yes. That's what it's a house daycare.
Okay, and this is a daycare or is it? Do you know if it has any academics attached to it or it's just a daycare?
It's a daycare.
All right, Mr. Pace, is it a daycare or are there academics attached to it?
There's academics attached to it. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Keep lying.
Your Honor, the lady she talked, she's lying about the lady that I said her name was Lisa. Her name is Miss Linday.
All right. So
Also,
that's where she currently goes now.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's
Okay.
where she currently goes now.
Where do you live, Mr. Pace?
I live at 2304 Jernigan Drive,
No, you.
And where is that?
Atlanta, Georgia.
You're in Atlanta.
Yes, ma'am.
What's the zip code?
30315.
All right. And where do you stay, Miss Harris?
6693 Villa Court,
Yeah, I don't need the
Lithonia,
address.
Georgia.
What area?
I stay in Lithonia.
You're in Lithonia. How far is
Mhm.
your place from Mr. How far is the school from where you live?
I don't know. He doesn't tell me. And Mr. Pace does not live at that address. He lives in a hotel.
A hotel.
Yes,
Where?
he is not primarily. He's at either the hotel or his girlfriend's parents' house. Is where I picked up my child from, and that's where they're staying at now. I've got that information. It's hearsay.
What
It's
information?
hearsay. I'm talking, Mr. Pace. It's
So
hearsay.
Your position is that she stays in a
She's
hotel?
unstable. She's unstable. I lived in my address for almost a year.
Harris, my question is, your understanding is that she lives in a hotel or at the girlfriend's parents' home?
Correct. That's what I was told.
That information from
His family. It's when I was retrieve her this past weekend, because I didn't know where exactly to go.
Thank you. Mr. Pace, your position is this Jernigan address, is that your address or someone else's address?
No, it's my address, ma'am.
This is where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you live there with?
My fiance.
You do not live with your fiance's parents?
No.
This is a place where you and your fiance live together?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Place that address in the chat to Ms. Marshall. And Ms. Harris, place your address in the chat to Ms. Marshall. How far, Mr. Pace, is Ms. Harris' address from Cozy Kids?
It's like 40 minutes because she stays in Stone Mountain, so it's like 40 minutes, like going towards Forest Park.
All right. And with regard to the hotel, you do not stay at a hotel?
No, ma'am, I do not stay
at a hotel.
I never stayed at a hotel.
All right. All right, then. Thanks. All right, then. So let me give some consideration to how we're going to, what this arrangement is going to look like.
Can I say one more thing, Mr. Judge?
Yes.
Oh, so you.
I'm just worried about my kid's safety. I'm not trying to beef with my kid's mother. I'm not trying to drag her down because she is a good mother. She works hard, but the situations that my kid's been put in, it's not okay with me. It's I get no.
I told you this. I told you I'm single.
I'm sorry, Ms. Harris. I'm sure Ms. Harris is on mute.
So, like I was saying, like Kimberly has been on suicide watch. She's my kids, they've been hiding behind couches. To this day, like from May, where she said she hadn't been with the guy, but it's 4 months later, September, she was just in an occasion with him. And I've been getting calls from everybody telling me that she's still dealing with the man. She didn't have black eyes, you know. So that's my concern. I'm not trying to keep my kid from her mother at all. But as far as this goes, it's just getting ridiculous because I don't understand why I got to go through this stuff that my kids got to go through the unnecessary things that she's dealing with. But she's sitting here lying to say that this is not happening, but it's happening. And it's happened more than once. She's been in sobriety classes just as well. And I got that on video and everything. So that's the main reason why I keep my kids. She asked me to keep my kids for 6 months. I went and got both of them because of the situation. The situation that happened.
She asked you to keep the kids for 6 months?
6 months. So she can
6
go out
months.
of town and work.
When did you?
That was during.
All right, done. All right, case over. Y'all have a good day. Have a good day. Thank you.
Judge, I still don't have an address for Mr. Pace in the chat.
The address
It's
in the
in there.
chat. Miss Harris, bye. Good day.
It's in there. 2304 Jernigan Drive, Atlanta, Georgia, 30315. It's in there. It says, I don't know if I sent it to Kayla. It said Kayla Harris or something like that. It says,
Okay,
yeah,
you sent it to Kalia. That's fine. All right, thank you so much. Y'all have a good day. Bye.
You got full.
Bye, Miss Harris. I'm done. What information I have. Good day. You have a good day.
The final moments reveal the real outcome. No one wins immediately. The judge resets everything and brings in a guardian ad litem, which means both sides lose control of the narrative. When a third party steps in, it's because the court doesn't trust either version fully. That's a huge shift. The father's late claims about safety feel reactive, and the mother's behavior throughout the hearing damages her credibility. The judge isn't choosing a side, she's choosing caution. Restoring status quo isn't a victory, it's a pause. From here on, decisions will be based on investigation, not argument, and that means everything said in this hearing becomes secondary to what can actually be verified moving forward.